So in this video, I'm not going to present or talk too much to the camera. I'm just going to open up. It's an interesting question for me that I get pretty much every week. And it is, if you were in college and you were about to finish, what would you do? So for myself, to be upfront, I didn't go to college. I spent 2 weeks there and then I left. I really couldn't bear it. It just wasn't for me. But if I was in college and if I was coming to the end of my degree, for me, what I'd be very, very conscious of is that I would have gone from primary school or preschool to school to college, and I'd be seeing everybody jump and accelerate themselves into their careers, into work, into postgrads, that kind of thing. And graduate programs. And I would be very, very anxious of not getting caught up in that mill of people moving from one thing to the other, to the other, to the other, essentially racing through their lives. For me, what I think is the most dramatically undervalued thing is time and space. And so if I was coming to the end of my college course, I'd be thinking, right, at the moment, I don't have anybody dependent on me. I don't have any kids. I don't have a partner. I don't have any loans. I don't have a mortgage. I will never live cheaper than I can live right now. And I've actually got a good bit of independence for myself. I'm not living under somebody else's wing. So I can kind of make a few decisions for myself. And the key thing that I'd want to do is actually to develop my social skills, to develop my environmental skills, to develop me. And I think the easiest and the best way to do that is to get yourself out of your environment, because people don't think enough, I think, about how shaping one's environment is. So I would get out of my environment and I would travel and I would try and do as many different things as possible. I did a fantastic University of Life conversation with a woman called Niamh Cronin, and she said she went on her travels with a coin in her hand, and every time a decision came her way, she flicked the coin and she let the coin choose her journey. And it was amazing. It put her in some really challenging situations, but every single one of them ultimately stood to her. And it really helped her, I suppose, really get a sense of herself. If you think about it, most people, you grow up with your family. So a lot of you is shaped by your family. You go into school, preschool, you then go into school, you then go into college, and you can very quickly find yourself living very, very small and with a very, very narrow mind. But if you get out into the world, and if you do things differently, you'll find yourself in worlds that are so different to what you're used to. You'll have to think differently. Your own kind of thoughts will be quite challenged by the new environments. And that, ultimately speaking, will really stand to you. You will find yourself thinking differently. And I think that at a young age is worth so much. And that will stand so much. And if you've an entrepreneurial spirit, you'll see perhaps things in different worlds that maybe you could bring back to your own. And that might stand to you, and that might be a good starting point. So, short answer, if somebody said, Jamie, what would you do if you were just coming out of college? I would say I would get myself some space, I would travel, and I would do as many mad things as possible. And I'd try to challenge myself. And as I said, I love that piece by Niamh Cronin of, I would take a coin and I would flick it. And I would keep flicking it as every decision came my way to make sure I was in different worlds, different challenges, different experiences, because they all stand to you. And that's exactly the message I give to yourselves now.